Hello and welcome to my shop. This is Jim Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll be doing something interesting, so hang around, let's have fun. Here in the corner, I don't know how well the light's going to show because being sort of daylightish and darkish, but there is a saw stand, and I don't know if I can just show you outside the shop. It's the saw. I've carried it out here. It's a pretty warm day. I'm going to disassemble the saw or get it off of the stand and bring it in and see what we got to work with. I've got to have the saw off to make the next set of moves anyway. Okay, here we go. This is the saw on the stand right now. I've just sort of set it up there. I went ahead and cut the piece of plywood. I'm going to go to the bottom to the top right now. Already got the pulley on it, but I already see that the plywood's just not going to work like it needs to. So I've already cut a piece of steel out to go on the saw, and we're going to weld it on there. And see, right now you see that's the 10-inch wheel there. I couldn't hardly use a 12. That's why I have a 10 there. So basically, I have her all set up. Alright, that should give me a good solid base for that saw. Yeah, we still have work to do downstairs, obviously. Some more fab work down there to get things figured out. But that's going to get that saw up there and something that ain't going to move too much. See, and I got it up high, so the saw, what I want to use it for, I want it up there. So I'll set the saw back on it here in just a second. Okay. One thing about doing YouTube, if you've never done it, it's hard to strike a balance between showing what you're doing for the hardcore viewers and not boring people to tears. And this here saw series, I'm trying to strike a balance, and I don't know if I'm always succeeding. And I guess it depends on the viewer. So what I want to do is kind of document the process, you know, basically from me rounding up the material to whatnot. So right here is one of these little things. This motor, and I'm going to show you when I get all this stuff off, it's got to have a little work done to it. I'm going ahead and I'm pulling on this shaft right now. I'm trying to get this motor apart, and this puller, I'm ashamed. This has been in my drawer for so long. Hasn't been used that it was rusty. Now there it comes. Now, this is the main reason I wanted this apart, for one thing. The other, I'm debating on what I'm wanting to do. So this doesn't slide. This here shaft is a little tight. This motor, probably polish it. This is not the big concern of mine. This was a washing machine. This is actually a washing machine motor. And there's no plate cover here. So we've got to figure out how we're going to cover that up. So that's just another problem we need to solve. This is what I've dealt with. You see, this is exactly the way I got it. So this is my little cover. While it's not perfect, it will do the job. We'll just slap that in there and put a couple 1032 screws in it here, and it will cover that up, and that's all I'm after right there. So trouble is, these ain't 1032s, but I got 1032s. I'm just going to re-tap them out. Okay, the original pulley that come off this motor was actually a 2.5 inch. So this is a 2-inch pulley that I've installed. This is a 2 that I had. And what I did is, this has got a pinhole through it. So this is a 5/16 screw that I machined it to fit through the pin. Then I drilled and tapped this little pulley for a 1032. So now I have everything done here with my motor. So now we got to start figuring on some other stuff. Okay, what I've done already is I had to go get some bolts. So I'm going to use Allen screws for this. And so I went and got them, and I've drilled and tapped 2 of the holes, lined everything up the way I wanted it. Now I went ahead and center punched. I'm just using the drill press to do this, and just kind of laying it out as I go. So let me get these out and I'll show you what we're going to do about the last two drills. This is a fairly thin base, but the carriage bolts and stuff, and this is not really a center cutting end mill neither. But if we get it through it, it's not that thick, so there we go. Alright, I'm through it. I've got it set 0, so I'm going to go basically an inch in either direction here. That should give me about 2 inches worth of adjustment. I may stop at 1 inch. We'll see how it looks when I get the 1 inch. You know, that's a half. A little over a half. You know, this could be, because I want adjustment, sliding adjustment, so come on. Also go to watch where I'm at for the parallel. I think what we're going to do is 3/4 each way. Alright, and then we'll just come back the other direction. Whoa! Bozo tried to visit, didn't he? So we want to go 3/4 this way too. Evidently I didn't have it tight enough to like that little bit of a climb type mill, so this ain't rocket size, but I just have to be careful, so I've repositioned it and tightened it up. Like I say, Bozo has to try to make his ugly head. Bozo and Murphy, they have to make their appearances, don't they? So, I know I made it on the other side 3/4. I just have to be careful, but there's not a lot here to work with, and I will tell you that. Alright. So let me get this out of here and we'll clean this out and let's see if the carriage bolt will fit down in there like it's supposed to. We may have to widen it out a bit. Here we go. This is the frame after I modified it. I had a little trouble with the cutter burning. This stuff evidently is a little tougher than I thought it was, but I've got these on basically 1.5 inch centers now, so I can work with that. So now we'll just figure all this out. And today we've been working on getting this dry system built up, completed. You've seen a lot of the video on it just running. First thing we did this morning is had to make a motor cover for this wash machine motor. Then we've taken this plate, we've drilled it to mount the pillar blocks to. We've mounted over here the adjustment that's going to be put in, and we've basically took the motor mount apart and made a slotted adjustment into it. So we're pretty much done with this as far as what we need to do. We might want to, we're going to do some more, whole lot of more tinkering to do. So this is work kind of tedious and slow when you really doesn't have a good plan. But I'm to this point right now, and so I got a 2 inch pulley here. That's a 12, which is going to drive 1 3/4 inches, which is going to drive this. And these are all rib belts to allow us to get more wrap. So hopefully this is all going to work out for us. So this is a setup so far, and this is how far I am right now. Folks, I have finally got this darn thing back together. I've had a couple of bozos. One of them is the first assembly I put together. I had the saw running backwards, and the only way to fix it was to basically redo everything here. So what I've had to do is redo everything to get it to clear, and re-weld everything together. It's not pretty, but it works. There's the bracket and my jack shaft drive. There's a saw. There may be some guards built later. Right now I got to get a blade because the blade order was wrong, too small. I'm not sure about belt tensioning yet. Right now the motor actually holds that belt fairly tight, so we may leave the system just as it is. If you'll notice, let me kind of go from front. I got the side cover off too. I just put the wood blade back in so you can see how slow it's running. It's probably going to be around 200 inches a minute. I just don't have a good methodology there to show you. But we'll go from front to back. Here's the front view of the saw now that it's completed. This is the saw. I've got some stuff cleaning up. The motor, the jack shaft drive system. Basically what we're doing, we have on the motor we have a 2-inch pulley. This is a washing machine motor, by the way. Driving a 12-inch pulley, driving the 1 3/4 pulley, driving the 10-inch pulley. So we've got a plenty big reduction. I've got a chart there would tell me, and my guesstimation by what the chart says, we're going to be around 200 something based on my numbers. This is just a standard handy box with a switch. I took all the stuff off because the safety switch that was with the saw wasn't allowed to it. I wasn't with it when I bought it. And so basically I have a functioning saw now. It's got to get a blade. Once we get a blade, we'll do an experiment cut with it. Here we go. And here's another clip of the sawing. I'm sawing this Durlin down, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm making covers for the soup cans and the mushroom cans. We're going to glue up some oil cans today, and while we're piddling, it's such a waiting on the right saw blade to get here. So what we're doing right now is quite obviously just trying to saw out. Seems like it's wanting to lean the crosses a little bit, but you know, I could lower the blade and I still can, but blade lock and Loctite's not tight today, so I'm just going to cut these up. We're going to machine them here in just a little bit. I'm going to leave the saw running. Let me start over. Okay, here's the overview of the cost of the project. The stand was built out of discarded material. Basically, it was two sets of bed rails. 2 of them I picked up at a yard sale for maybe $2. The other one was a set that I was given to me, was basically gifted to me because they replaced my stepdaughter's bed. The plates that the saw setting on and the motor setting on was donated by Michael Hale. He had it. So the total, and so the motor was actually with the saw. It's a washing machine motor. So the total things that I had to buy, and I'm not going to count the blade because it's disposable, but it's the pulley system. I ordered the pulleys from Zorro. Those are fiber-filled nylon pulleys I'm using, and the pulleys, the 3 pulleys I got from Zorro, the 1 3/4 at the bottom, the 1 3/4 to 12-inch, and the 10-inch at the top of the saw, all come Zorro with the belts. And I had a belt calculator. That's how I know what length belts to get to work with. So basically I had the belts ordered and everything. Well, that was $149 for the pulley system. You seen I made the shaft out of a piece of material, and I got approximately $30 in the casters, and then probably another 5 or 6 in the little electrical box to move the switch. And the other pulley was too big, but I actually had a 2-inch pulley here in the shop. So basically I had $50 in the saw. So I basically had 50. I got 200, probably close to $230 in this saw right now. And with everything that I bought, less the blades that I'm going to get. So the saw itself, I got $230 in it. So basically, I will put it to you this way. I got about that much over in my bench saw. So for $230, I didn't think I'd done too bad with a complete saw. I've got a metal capable saw. Now, is it a Walker Turner? Is it a Delta? Is it a power? Is it a do-all? Heck no. But for the flat material in this shop that I'm going to saw with it, it will be more than adequate. And with that 12-inch throat, That's going to cover about anything I want to do. And I think that's going to, plus it's portable, it sits in the corner, and I can move it around in my small shop. And that was the other goal. So with a little bit of elbow grease and an auction find, I've got a really good saw. I hope you enjoy this series, and we will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the video. So let's put a disclaimer out of the way. This video is my idea how to do things. It's not the only way. So I hope you enjoyed it today. The other thing, comments are always welcome. Please take the time, if you feel so inclined, to make a comment on my videos. Also, I appreciate all my subscribers, the new ones and the new ones. And finally, the other disclaimer. This is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs, for your enjoyment on YouTube. Thank you. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.